Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Disco Elysium, where we have concluded our communist meeting, and I suppose it ended mostly in failure. Our faith-based matchbox construct didn't hold. I guess we didn't believe in it hard enough, which is probably unsurprising considering that Harry is also, well, almost equal parts a bleeding heart moralist. Although my communist points actually increased during this meeting, I believe. It was a lot closer when I got here. But clearly he's not communist enough. Someone else will have to pick up the pieces and build communism, I guess. It's not going to be Harry. Also, as you may notice, Esteban and Ulixis are gone. I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure they were still here when I ended the episode, but after starting up the game again, they were just gone. Maybe because it's just too late. So yeah, I guess I will return to my shack now and we will get to sleep and start a new day. I have a few minor things that I want to do the next day, but I'm guessing that I will be able to finally go back to the Feld building and have another look at that mural. And maybe I will return to this hideout if I remember and see if I can talk to Esteban and Ulixis again, since they had just vanished and I couldn't try to talk to them again just now. Alright, can I already fast travel from here? Yes, I can. So back to the shack it is, and good night, Kim.
It's getting cold, this late in the night. Time to call it a day.
I agree. Let's call it a day.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Right. Okay, I'm guessing that nothing has changed here.
On the table, you see a bowl of
That's
water.
still all the same. The mirror.
An old mirror hangs on the wall.
Nothing new here. So let's just go to bed.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
I totally have, so let's go to sleep.
The place feels almost like home now. Quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
I mean, it is very late. I think the previous days I went to bed a lot earlier than that. Especially since at some time the clock just stopped moving, so it would have been much later if it didn't do that.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea until they're suddenly light.
This respite, you've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. Let it swallow you up and swivel you around while you forget everything you've managed to remember.
But I've been bad. I haven't earned this. Have I been bad? What have I done? Why have I not earned a good night of sleep? Is this the last dream? Well, for all I know it might be. That is, if I can solve the case on day 6, which I'm not entirely sure of, but it might be the last dream. At least for the game.
No, this is the one before that.
Okay.
We'll just keep cycling it for you if you don't mind. As long as we can. Spin it like black yarn.
Alright.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
So does this mean that for each subsequent night I will just get the same dream again and again because they haven't written more than like 5 nights of different dreams. So even if I spread out the playtime of this game, I will not get like infinite new dreams. I will just get this one over and over again. It almost sounds like it. So yeah, thank you, Darkness.
You're welcome, Harry boy. You earned it.
Alright, let's sleep.
After centuries of darkness, the alarm rings. But what's this? You actually feel rested. There's no time to cuddle with your pillow, however, or as much as shiver from the cold. The world awaits.
Alright,
Go.
let's open our eyes. Okay, well, I mean, I got a bit over 5 hours of sleep. I mean, that's not great, but it could be worse. And apparently it was at least a good, restful kind of sleep, so I'll take it. Right, let's leave and then we will have a look at our quest journal to see what we want to do before we go back to our business. Since we spent most of day 5 doing all kinds of stuff, you know, hunting cryptids and building a nightclub and going to communist meetings. We haven't really done anything tangible for the case. Now, let's have a look at my tasks. So, find the murder weapon. Still can't do anything with that. I still will ignore this one. Yeah, still not sure about this one. I have checked the boardwalk pretty thoroughly, except for the Feld building itself, so I hope this will clear up once I get inside there. Right, this is the one that I will do once I have done everything else. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I have a figurine, but I can't actually give it to her, so not sure what this is all about. But I can talk to the dice maker, I can talk to Pleasance, I can talk to Evra about the drug lab. And I might be able to retry a few skill checks. The problem is that some of these are not actually available anymore, so that's always a bit weird. Okay, this is the one with a mural. I can try the cargo container again. I think this one is irrelevant. Okay, I can try this again, I suppose. And I will talk to her anyway, so may as well do this while I'm there. Scrolling down is a little bit wonky. Yeah, maybe I will try this again at some point. Of course, my Inland Empire is still terrible, so this is probably not going to work. This one is irrelevant. I'm pretty sure so. This one, and this one, and this one, and this one. I might be able to try this again, but I think I was supposed to find like a nice spot on the beach. I'm not sure if I have actually done that. And this one is irrelevant. So we have Lillian, we have the dice maker, and we have the cargo container, which I can try again. Okay, well, first of all, let's travel back to Martinez and talk to a few people about the doomed commercial area. Starting with Pleasance.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Pleasance, I have something to tell you. I found the actual source of doom. Right, apparently I did.
What do you mean, the actual source? Earlier, you told me there was no curse.
My investigation has led me to discover a 2mm anthroponetic hole in reality. That's the source of doom, both in the commercial area and in Martinez. I'm afraid all I can tell you is this. You must leave Martinez immediately. It's too dangerous to stay. I mean, I told you there's no curse, and I still believe that there is no curse, because curse implies something supernatural. I mean, this explanation sounds weird, but it seems to be perfectly reasonable and scientific within the world we live in, right? With the Pale and so on. And there's a hole that leads to the Pale. So I feel this is a weird explanation, but you might argue that it's not supernatural or supranatural or whatever, because it works within the natural laws of this world. So I believe there's no curse, but there's a 2 millimeter anthroponetic hole in reality.
A what?
Yes, I know, it sounds kind of strange.
She wasn't expecting this. At least not the word intraplanetic.
A tiny hole in reality. It may be connected with Pale and origin point of sorts. It would explain why historically so many things have ended in failure here in Martinez.
Ma'am, what he's saying is true. We found an anthroponetic anomaly in the small Pinewood church down the coast. I don't mean to be an alarmist, and more research is needed, but it's not looking good.
See, even Kim is backing me up on this one, and he's usually the more reasonable one of the two of us.
But that's not in any of the ancient texts. How am I supposed to protect my bookstore from that?
Yeah, that's the problem. You know, if it's supernatural, then there might be a supernatural solution against it, like an ancient text or a talisman or whatever. But this kind of stuff, I mean, there might be some way to counteract the effect scientifically, but we haven't found any of that so far. So, as Kim said, we need to do more research.
Tell her the truth. It's out of her hands.
You can't protect it, not against Pale. Close up the shop and try to get as far away from this thing as possible. You can protect it with hope, by refusing to give up. That's what people have done in the past by building a church, a place of worship around this thing. Yeah, but I mean, it didn't really work, right? Stuff still kept failing, despite the church being there. You'll have to find your own answer. I've spent too long on this quest as it is. I mean, that's kind of evading the problem, but it's also true that she has to decide what she wants to make with it. Obviously, some people seem to be successful, specifically the dice makers, so I guess we need to find out why she seems to be unafflicted by this, if she actually is. But I guess I won't tell her that, you know, she can solve this by just having hope, because that seems to be selling false hope. So, I don't know, I guess I'll go with this one. You have to decide if you want to risk it, or if you just want to try to, you know, build up your bookstore somewhere else.
Yes, you've certainly done your part. I've come so far. I can't give up now.
Alright, so basically you will stay and hope that you can still make it.
Especially now that Annette is settling in at school again. She's finally making friends in this place. No, we can't leave Martinez. We can't.
Alright, I mean, that's a reasonable explanation why you would want to stay.
Thank you for your help in any case. You're welcome back here anytime.
And in the end, she actually took it fairly well, so maybe she's just still in denial and thinks that her talisman and whatnot will protect her. Alright, I got another skill point, so what do we want to do with that? I feel I should start investing more stuff in my intellect again. I haven't done that for a while. Give me more logic. Now, let's go and talk to the dice maker as well. And this time I will think about equipping my flashlight. Don't have to remind me, Kim. Okay, so I believe I have to go through here. And there she is.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Okay, so I have the option here to find out why her business hasn't failed. Found the 2mm hole in the world. Maybe I will tell her about what we found first and then we will try this skill check. So yeah, I think I found the actual source of the curse.
I thought we agreed that the curse isn't real.
Yeah, like I said, it's not a curse. It's something completely different. Yes, well, about that. It's a bit more complicated than I first thought it would be. Yes, it is.
I'm listening.
Just say it. There's a 2mm hole in reality located in a church on the other side of the canal. I think it may be related to Pale. Now that I think about it, it sounds too preposterous to say out loud. I mean, I already said it out loud to Pleasance. May as well continue.
Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
Well, I mean, our experiments would suggest otherwise.
I'm afraid it is, man. Sona Lukanen Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, made the discovery.
Alright.
Sona is involved in this?
She appears to take this in while the chatter from her headphones continue unabated.
So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world.
Well, at least Martinez, unless of course there's other holes in other places as well.
She looks outside the window where daylight has filled the yard.
What? No, I wouldn't go as far to say that the entire world is doomed. It's what I have preached the whole time and no one listened. I mean, if I was more of an apocalypse cop, that would be true. Don't worry about it. You've been doing fine so far. I'm sure it's nothing. Say nothing. Yeah, I mean, so far we don't have reason to believe that this kind of problem exists in other places as well. It might be, but I can't really say for certain. So I hope the entire world is not doomed. I mean, of course, there's the whole problem that apparently the Pale is growing and will swallow the world at some point, but I hope that's going to be like far, far in the future, right?
Just Martinez?
She gives you a rueful smile and takes a look around.
In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't claim to understand it fully.
Okay, well, I guess that's all I can tell her about this. Now, I'm not sure if I can increase my shivers, but I guess I will have a look at it. So I can attempt that skill check again. I mean, like I said, some of my skills can be increased rather massively via numerous items, but shivers, for some reason, is not one of them. Okay, we got one over here. And we got this one. Okay, that should help me at least a little bit. Also, look at this glorious shirt over here. If I hadn't gotten my nice piece of armor, I would totally wear this. Okay, now let's try this again.
It's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Okay, this is looking much better already. Let's give this a try.
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Hey Niha, the curse is real and I figured out why it has spared you. This is still just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed. Okay, I have a theory, and I mean, like I said, it's not really a curse. It's a natural phenomenon. So yeah, tell me your theory.
Didn't we already
Harry.
talk about this?
It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area. Okay, but I mean, our theory also entails that this problem affects not just the doomed commercial area, but all of Martinez. So this kind of contradicts what we found out earlier. I guess this is because His theory predates the discovery of the hole, so this doesn't actually take this into account. But whatever. I suppose this is not actually the doomed commercial area.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guérin 10.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
No, this used to be a coal plant. Touch the safety curtains. You're in a chimney of another building. Okay, so it is another building.
This doesn't make any sense.
She looks around the makeshift nest that she has carved out for herself, bewildered.
Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
Let's say I have my own methods, unusual methods. It has a different address in the heart of a city. I'm just using logic. It's windy in here. You probably haven't properly sealed the chimney crown. Point above. Okay, so apparently this used to be a chimney, so not really part of the building.
You're right. I should take a trip to the roof once the snow is gone. Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
No one's really ever safe from failure. Rest assured, no psychic attacks will reach you here. Yeah, like I said, since apparently this problem is not just a problem of the doomed commercial area, but all of Martinez potentially, you shouldn't feel too safe.
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
What? Look away. I want to talk about something else now. Yeah, what's going on?
Do you know what this is?
She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. A lucky charm, a Samani's ward. It looks like a regular piece of jewelry to me. I don't care what it is, I only came to tell you about why you haven't failed yet. I don't know, looks like a regular piece of jewelry?
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
See, the curse is real. I bet you didn't run this little jewelry shop from the protective depth of the chimney. Okay, but why are you telling me this?
It wasn't just a jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
Don't call it a dump. You've made it nice and cozy here. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. It's entropy. Yes, coincidence is all that safeguards us. Yeah, like I said, this whole theory about the doomed commercial area is not really up to date anymore. Our new theory is that it's all of Martinez. So, yeah, I don't know, it's not a dump anyway.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls.
Well, so I noticed.
It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world.
She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light.
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
I mean, that's an interesting way to look at it. And like I said, I feel that this theory is kind of outdated at this point. Do I have more questions?
I'm listening.
I have more questions about the intercom.
I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure. What do you want to know?
Did you know the East Delta pinball was once swirling? I'm not sure if she cares, to be honest, but let's ask it.
Yes, I guess so. The arcade is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice? Don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, florography, trick-track, especially pinball.
Yeah, I guess this is fair advice. I mean, the problem is to identify what's a fad and what isn't. You might argue that the first time dice and role-playing became popular, some people would have considered it a fad. Okay, whatever, I guess that's all.
Sure, I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
Alright, that's all for now. Alright, well, I hope that you will continue to do fine. I mean, we have other examples of successes here in Martinaise, like the whirling itself. So, I guess it is not impossible to overcome the potential negative effects caused by the 2mm hole in reality. Anyway, I gained a new thought. The precarious world seems like the point of this game is victory. The absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory in business ventures and creative undertakings. Victory in love and over other people. Political victory. Ideological victory. Hell, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories too. Having things and not losing them. One problem though, not a lot of victories in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that? And how do you not lose? Temporary research bonus. All red checks fail. I mean, that's an interesting bonus, quote unquote. If I'm lucky, I will not have any kind of red check during those 4 hours, but do I want to risk it? Also, this one should be finished pretty soon. 24 minutes remaining, okay. But I guess we are done here, and we can leave again. So, I guess I'm just going to exit the same way I came. I know I cannot exit via the cellar, but may as well use this door again. Also, since I have collected quite a bit of money again, how about buying a few more books?
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hjelmdal somewhere.
I feel that I definitely need to buy at least one of the Hjelmdal books. Hjelmdalar Man, the man from Hjelmdal. I mean, this sounds like it might be the first of the series, so I'm going to buy this one and maybe this one later.
Oh yes, certainly. Another good sale.
I will probably not read them right away, but I will try to read them later. What else do we got here?
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
I'm interested in that Greatest Innocence book. I'm not sure if I am, but it is fairly cheap and it might give me some interesting lore.
A true cultural
I'll buy
touchstone.
it.
Enjoy the read.
Alright. What else do we got here? Oh, these are just
Several
the
maps.
maps.
The maps look
Yep, I have already gotten the map.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Well, there doesn't seem to be anything that I can buy though, so never mind. Do we have any other books on this shelf?
Shelves filled to the brim.
So basically, it's only the second Hjelmdal book, and I think there was another game that was kind of expensive, so maybe I'm just going to buy
The display rack
this
is
book as
It
well.
is the best.
And depending on how much money I have later, I will also buy the second game. I mean, I still can pawn in some stuff, specifically the filament, which should give me a decent amount of money. Let's have a quick look at the books and I will maybe read them later. A classic. On the frontispiece, an anatomically unrealistic muscle man is reaching into a mountain stream. yearning to touch his glimmering mirror image. His eyes are full of childlike wonder. On the blood-soaked snow right next to him lie 2 giant Zweihanders. That's a sword that you usually wield with 2 hands, hence the name Two-Hander. So why does he have 2 of them? I guess he is just strong enough. This dusty tome brings knowledge on the history of innocences. It is written by one João Paulo Salamao Lopes de Fuego, a masked fascist who tries to reach a conclusion on which of the innocences is the coolest in the world. Okay, well, that sounds like some interesting literature. The frontispiece of this old paperback features a muscle man in chains, kneeling before a salacious-looking woman on a regal seat. A bonfire lies between the throne and the man, casting shadows on the wall, and the shadows of the vixen's headdress look like a pair of demonic horns. Very subtle, very subtle. Okay, I will definitely read these later, but since this will take quite a bit of time, I mean, not real time, but in-game time. I suppose we will do this later. Now, I guess the next thing would be to go to Evra. Do I want to talk to him about this in the first place? I feel I may as well. And I have to go to that place anyway, because I want to interact with the cargo container again. And I mean, for that purpose, I may also want to start increasing my rhetoric if I can. Again, I'm not sure if I have a lot of options here. That's logic. More logic, half-light, drama. More drama, encyclopedia, visual calculus, encyclopedia. That's minus rhetoric. Okay, +1 rhetoric. And that's apparently all. And I guess I will put this back on as well. Okay, well, I hope this is going to be enough. Oh, what is this? Have I ever looked at this before? I most certainly have not. Okay, it's some stuff for my morale, which I probably don't need that badly, but you never know. Also, I seem to remember that I should check the guard post again. Let's have a look at this as well.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads René Arnaud. René left his uniform neatly folded on the table.
Well, he is not going to need that anymore.
Take it. It's just there. Who cares? It's not like anyone's gonna need it.
Exactly.
Generally speaking, it would be dishonorable to take it. But then, it looks like a military uniform, and wearing that is very honorable. So, a conflict of honor. It's up to you.
Well, I guess I have no inner voice telling me not to take it, so I may as well.
I suppose René is not going to be needing it anymore. It's a bit too colorful for my taste, though.
Even Kim doesn't seem to care. It's needed for work and all that. This is gonna take my shit to the next level. I'm telling you. Well, we'll see about this.
Fantastic. Try not to wear it with other similarly colorful clothes. Okay?
Right. I may not be wearing it at all, to be honest. I have to see what it actually does. +1 to Revacholian nationhood. Well, that's pointless. The beautifully adorned jacket of the Royal Carabineers has 3 stars on its shoulders and the word Capitaine written on the chest. Neatly patched here and there, it's impossible not to feel love for the fatherland when you wear it. I mean, I kind of want to see how it looks like. I don't know. I feel it doesn't really suit him. And okay, this gives me reaction speed, but I think my reaction speed is fine. Well, it's okay-ish. So, I don't know. I guess I'm going to stick to my current hands anyway. Now, dreaded cargo container. Will you finally open up for me? How are my odds now?
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Okay, I got another +1. Precarious world. Been in this world for many days. Okay, I have increased my rhetoric via I guess it was like the shot, so let's hope this is going to work now.
Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
Hello, is there anybody in there? Really, that's what I needed rhetoric for this simple line of dialogue.
The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
A wry smile crosses the lieutenant's face.
Try again.
If there's someone in there, I'd like to talk to you.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Again, I'm not sure why I needed an impossibly high rhetoric score for this kind of dialogue, but here we are.
Ahoy! Come on in!
Ahoy? Mega rich light bending guy? What? Mega rich light bending guy. And this is his profile picture. Huh, okay.
You can't be serious.
Well, I'm not sure if he's serious. Let's find out. Can I go inside now? Oh, well, there's certainly some light bending going on here. And I can kind of make out the figure of a guy here. Can I talk to you?
The man stands at the
Yes.
far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
Well, supposedly he's mega rich.
The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
Well, squint, cover your eyes. I don't know, squint?
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo.
Obviously.
Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard.
Okay, I will not think about it too hard. And my visual calculus actually had a failure here, so I guess that's why I can't really think about it. I mean, 20, not sure how you would reach that kind of visual calculus unless all you do in this game is invest points in that.
In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Hello, what's going on in here? Wow. Let's just start with a greeting, I suppose.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
Well, I don't think you were expecting visitors ever, because that cargo container was pretty well locked.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
What you can see of his body appears composed in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Okay, first of all, Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days.
And what is your circle?
Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Well, I am none of these, I'm afraid.
Mr. Theodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Harrier Dubois.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
Thank you, I guess. How did you become so rich? What are you doing in this container? You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money? Okay, first of all, how did you become so rich?
Oh Lord, not this again.
What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is.
Well, and sometimes it turns out that it is related to the case, so why are you complaining?
And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
Sometimes it does. Come on, give me some credit.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad.
Also, Kim, I mean, this is a mega rich light bending guy. Of all the people that I want to question, this is the one that you have objections to? Aren't you a little bit curious what all of this is, that is happening here?
All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
I'm sure it does.
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
So basically what you're saying is that he inherited a lot of his wealth. Alright. What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual? Yes, tell me more about that.
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level.
Really? How so?
But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what.
Well, good for you, I guess.
Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
You're right. Capital accumulation is its own reward. I don't see how. Don't you think that you should use your great wealth for the glory of your fatherland? Clearly we have the fascist option here. You're a thief. People out there are working their asses off while you chill here. Okay, that's a communist one. It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? And there's a moralist one. Cool, I don't have any interesting replies. I mean, admittedly, this also might be the moralist one. I don't know. Let's go for the lame moralist one here.
Sure. And they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht?
Build and maintain a racing yacht. I don't think it's going to be more than hundreds.
Dozens, at least. Of course, in the future, it'll all be automated. But my point is this.
He says, jabbing his finger into the air a bit.
Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you really earned all your money. Apparently you may have received some of it from, inheritance. Man, being a high net worth individual sounds great. I mean, I'm sure Harry wouldn't object to be a high net worth individual.
It is truly. It's almost entirely carefree. It really leaves you time to better yourself spiritually.
And what's up with all the light bending? How does this come into play?
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
Yes, thank you for bringing me back to focus. There's something strange about you. What are you doing in this container? You're a rich investor, but can I have some money? Yeah, what's up with that strange stuff going on here?
What do you mean?
His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little different. It's actually nothing. Forget I said anything. Yeah, I mean, you're very colorful, for example.
Are you talking about my chin?
No, I mean, I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light. He hits the chin. No, it's definitely the light bending part.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
And what is that?
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
Okay, so basically his net worth is so much higher than presumably the one of Harry and Kim that the light is starting to bend? So what is your coefficient? Are you telling me that you are so rich that light literally bends around your face? Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. Yeah, what is your coefficient?
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient for you and this individual appears to be 0.9998.
Oh dear. Well, that's almost 1.
That's not good for you.
Indeed. So, you are telling me that you are so rich that light literally bends around your face.
Among other things. But calm down. I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
Really?
No, not really. There are actually quite many digits.
Of course.
A man this chill is at least a triple-digit billionaire.
So, at least like 100 billion real. That's a lot of money. Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff? Yeah, that would be interesting to know, because he didn't really seem all that impressed when I started talking to him.
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Oh, so Kim doesn't actually see this. Well, this explains why he was so annoyed about me talking to him about, stuff, because to him it's just a normal, albeit very rich person.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
But I mean, that would mean that apparently Kim is significantly better off than Harry. If the coefficient between the guy and Kim is not high enough for the light to bend. So, what exactly are you doing in this container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think.
Yeah, but I mean, you are very rich. Aren't there like more comfortable ways of traveling?
By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Surens, a precursor of a modern Sur-le-Clay, used to own the city of Revachol, an obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping.
I don't think he cares. We are in Revachol, formerly a colony of the kingdom of Suez. We're in Martinez, the district of Revachol, the former capital of the world. We're in Martinez, there's a pretty good hostel here called the Warling Rex. We're in Martinez, there's a cool church here. We're in Martinez, there's a creepy abandoned commercial area here. I really don't know. Yeah, let's maybe tell him about the hostel in case you need a room to stay.
Oh, interesting. I've made quite a few real estate plays over the years.
Really?
It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Yeah, I mean, conceivably, once he leaves this container, most people around here will probably see the light bending, since most people here don't seem to have a lot of money. Wait, why don't you help them? You've got so much money it can't make a difference to you. So you travel from place to place via shipping container. That's kinda odd. But yeah, why don't you help some people?
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it. Except more seagulls.
That seems like a lame excuse.
Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
So why are you traveling in a shipping container?
Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to.
Right.
Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Really? Ah, so you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle. Those things all sound pretty nice. Yawn, yeah, that does sound pretty tiresome. I mean, you have all the money, why not spend it on all these nice items?
Don't get me wrong. They're nice things. But once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space become much more important than material goods.
So you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle?
What? No, I do not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
The bending light appears to wink. You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money? I mean, he already said that he's not doing handouts, but maybe we can convince him to invest some money into us.
Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
Kim doesn't like this at all. But Kim, I can't afford to look any better than I do now. That's why I need the money. You're right, that was extremely unprofessional. I apologize. I don't care. I'm going to ask him for money.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think they only have coins for coffee machines.
Really?
Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
He gave me 3 real. Even Joyce gave me a lot more money than that. It gets me almost nothing. Thank you for your kindness. Are you sure you don't have any more? I thought you were a billionaire. Yeah, that seems a little bit weird. Why only 3 real?
Yes, I'm sure. You know,
his eyes narrow. The light seems to bend more aggressively.
maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
Yeah, I will think about it. I will think about an investment plan for those 3 real.
These ultra-liberal types love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water.
Well, I have 2 red checks here. Present a sound investment plan. Present an investment plan that is sure to fail. I mean, what if I present him a sound plan, but my skill check fails? That will mean that I'm going to present him with a bad plan, right? And since my check will most likely fail, I may as well go for the sound one, because I don't think I will make this check. I mean, the question is, can I try this again when I leave. Because I'm pretty sure I can increase my conceptualization. I will try this again and just change some of my outfits, I suppose.
Thanks for stopping by. If you ever have an idea you want to pitch me, I'm all ears.
Right. Also, my thought has finished.
Cleaning out the rooms. What if you didn't lose your memory? What if something in Martinez came and stored it all away, for you to slowly open one box at a time, so you can choose which parts to keep? Keep almost none of it. Only the flowers on the windowsill. Only the distant sound of a radio. Lose all the actors, the dark shadows. Leave only the still lifes, the blissful distant wash of waves. If everybody knew, you never did. She'll be coming soon. That is all.
Okay, and does this give me anything useful? Well, actually, yes. It increases a bunch of skills that aren't that good to begin with for me. Inland Empire, suggestion, and more rhetoric. I will take it. Okay, however, the episode is getting very long, so I'm going to make a cut here, and we will see if we can try that red check again in the next episode with some better outfit. But for now, let's call it a day. As always, thank you for watching, and see you again next time.